I don't know much about science, but I do love learning things that demonstrate the timeless and supernatural aspects of the Bible. After all, God is the creator of the universe, and therefore, God is the founder of everything we've discovered scientifically. God laid out all the laws of science and reality when He created the universe. And thousands of years later, we're still figuring them out for the first time. One interesting thing about the book of Job is that it makes several offhand references to scientific facts that we know to be true today. However, back when Job was written, people had no idea about this stuff. Here's some examples. Fact 1. The expansion of the universe. I'll explain how the Big Bang Theory works. First there was nothing, and then it exploded. Now, think about that for just a minute. Actually, I do believe in the Big Bang. I just think God is the one who banged it. And ever since He created the universe, it has been growing and expanding. Don't take my word for it. Virtually all astronomers believe this to be the case. You may be surprised that the Bible also attests to the fact that the universe is always growing. Job 9:8. He alone, meaning God alone, spreads out the heavens and treads on the waves of the sea. The Hebrew word for spreads there is natah, and it's present tense. It means a continuous action, that God is always, continuously, spreading out the heavens. I think God said, "Let there be light," and the light just started going, and it never stopped. At the time Job wrote this book, mankind believed there to be about 7,000 stars in the sky. Today, scientists estimate that there are 50 billion trillion stars in the universe, and that we can only see about 1% of it all. Fact 2. The earth hangs on nothing. Job 26:7. He stretches out the north over empty space. He hangs the earth on nothing. That's a pretty basic fact that we all easily accept in modern times. We're suspended by gravity, orbiting the sun. But did ancient people in Job's time know anything about this? Not at all. The prevailing theory of his day is that the earth was held up by 4 gigantic elephants, and that the elephants stood upon a massive turtle. And what did that turtle rest upon? It must be an even bigger turtle, and more turtles all the way down. They ran out of creativity in this theory pretty quick. This was the prevailing myth of Job's day, and yet somehow Job and his friends knew something the rest of the world didn't, that God placed the earth upon nothing. People back then also believed that the earth was flat, so I'm glad we've gotten past all those silly ideas now. Fact 3. The weight of the wind. Job 28:25. To establish a weight for the wind, and apportion the waters by measure. Does wind have weight? Well, actually, it does. Want to feel strong? Your body is actually holding up 14.7 pounds per square inch. How? That's the weight of air pressure. Interestingly, air pressure was only discovered about 300 years ago. And yet, here Job is writing about the concept in ancient times. When the Bible was written, they didn't think air weighed anything. Who would? Note that Job was written thousands of years ago. Many scholars believe that it could have been the first book of the Bible ever written, even before Genesis. And that's why it says so much about creation. And despite the fact that this book is thousands of years old, most of the scientific facts I shared with you today were just discovered in the past few hundred years. We can only see about 1% of our universe. Most things about it, we don't know. Let's trust in the God today, who made it all and knows it all. This has been Luke Taylor. Whatever you're doing today, look at it with an eternal perspective.